Have you ever thought about how unique the character of every human being is? Why are some people frank and the other is deceitful? Some people kind and the other is unkind. Some are caring and the other is cold-hearted. Hi everyone, my name is Juliana. I'm a student of English Education Department, Manado State University. In this video, I'm going to tell you an interesting novel of Stevenson's. The title of this novel is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So, I hope you enjoy this video. Character development is influenced by genetics, experiences, and environments. In order to understand human characteristics, we must look at the real life. The human's characters is always be an interesting topic to discuss. One of many ways to study human character is through literature. There is an interesting novel set in the Victorian era which tells about the uniqueness character of a doctor who has two identities and characters that are totally different in his body. His first character is named Dr. Jekyll. He is described as a kind, tall, handsome, and friendly doctor. Meanwhile, another character named Mr. Hyde. He is depicted as mean, short, sinister face, and vicious. Isn't it quite interesting how these two characters live in the same body and they can appear when one of them is resting? The Victorian era in Britain was dominated by the reign of Queen Victoria, 1837 to 1901. Although it was a peaceful and prosperous time, there were still issues within the social structure. The social classes of this era included the upper class, middle class, and lower class. Those who were fortunate enough to be born in upper class did not usually perform manual labor. Dr. Jekyll is one of the fortunate baby who was born as an upper class. He was born to a wealthy family and has a good reputation in his environment. This made him educated since he was a child. He was taught to grow up as a perfect person in front of his society in order to protect his family's reputation. As a result, he grows up to be a man who is kind, friendly, and far from criminal acts. Even though it looks like he has a perfect personality without any flaws, actually deep inside him, he realized that every human being has good and evil qualities. From this thought, he got an idea to do an experiment in order to separate the good and evil personality that exist in humans. One day, the experiment of Dr. Jekyll is paying off. He drinks the potion he has made. Then something really strange happened. His body changed to become shorter, his face became more sinister, not only physically, but his character also changed to a very different person. Another character of him named Mr. Hyde. After turning into a totally different person, Dr. Jekyll was taken over by Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde has a very different character from Dr. Jekyll. He is a vile, evil, and cruel person. His cruelty was even proven when he dared to kill a respectable man in London. After committing many crimes including murder, Mr. Hyde drank a potion to restore Dr. Jekyll. He's actually aiming to hide behind Dr. Jekyll's face. Dr. Jekyll then felt that Mr. Hyde's acts is a crime and it's a bridge too far. He then tried to get rid of Mr. Hyde. Unfortunately, Mr. Hyde has grown very strong in Dr. Jekyll's body. He was even able to appear and take over Dr. Jekyll's body without having to drink potions. He can appear when Dr. Jekyll woke up from sleep. Then one day, the potion that had been made by Dr. Jekyll is no longer left, which certainly makes Mr. Hyde is getting more and more take control over the body. Dr. Jekyll couldn't take it anymore. Day by day, his body was increasingly overpowered by the evil Mr. Hyde. He realized that what happened now was his responsibility. He decided to pay for all his mistakes by destroying Mr. Hyde with himself. Finally, he died in his laboratory as a Mr. Hyde. The moral messages which can be seen in this novel are: first, human beings are actually having two personalities, good and evil. Everyone has two elements within one soul. Second, one has to keep on building the good nature of behaviors, not the bad one. Hence, the evil one will not take control over the good side. Third, one who can act and plan for the crimes should be as well responsible the consequence instead of avoiding the faults. And the last, one has to make balance between the existence of those sides of human, namely consciousness and unconsciousness, for they are bound together.